Hi guys, welcome to my 2013 Christmas card series. This is card number 7. I'm starting out this card using a CC Design stamp called Adorn the Yard, and it's just this cute little lady snowman. And I'm going to start out coloring with some Copic markers, and it's going to be a really simple coloring since she's a snowman. So I'm just using BG quadruple zero to kind of just um, give her a light blue shading around her edges and stuff to make the white pop more. And then my colorless blender and to soften the lines of the BG quadruple zero. Now I'm just looking at my Copic marker sheet to kind of try and match the color red that is in the paper that I'm going to be using. So I'm just using my R59 right now, and then I'm going to use R29 to blend it. Normally I have to work a little harder to blend these colors because they're so contrasting, but with it being just the little cranberries, it wasn't that big of a deal. And then I'm going in with the little popcorns on the garland that she's making and using W1 and W2. And then the nose is C3, C5, and C7. And then I'm just using a white gel pen and kind of putting a little, I don't know, like a little highlight on her nose. Now I'm re-stamping her because I want to paper piece her hat and her scarf. And the paper that I'm using for the entire card comes from the My Mind's Eye collection. It's called Merry Little Christmas. It's the 6x6 pattern paper pack. And I'm just using my Stampin' Up! Paper snips to fussy cut out the hat and the scarf. And I guess I didn't stamp it completely, so I'm just taking my Zig um, like fine tip pen, and I'm just kind of tracing where it didn't make a complete impression, and now I'm just fussy cutting it out. This card came together fairly quickly. I really like the fact that it's, got like splashes of blues and pinks and stuff in the paper. I was kind of surprised that I was able to get inspired with Christmas with it, because normally I'm a very traditional, reds and greens and stuff. So I was, pleasantly surprised, and I really had a lot of fun putting this one together. So now I'm just using some Tombow Mono Multi, and I'm going to use that as my adhesive to adhere the scarf and the little bonnet she's wearing. And I'm just clipping off the little pieces that I need. And then I realized I didn't color in the branches that are her arms. So I just used E35, no blending or anything, because it's such a small area it was pointless. So that's what I used to color in the little branches. And then I'm going to finish paper piecing her little scarf. Now I'm just adding a little bit of shading to her hat and her scarf, just to make it look like it belongs with the photo, or not the photo, sorry guys, the stamped image. And so I'm just using W1 and W2 to add a little bit of shading to her scarf and her hat. I didn't color the mouse because I want to die cut it, and the die that I'm going to be using like the whole image wouldn't fit on there, so I just decided I wasn't going to color the mouse. The dyes that I'm using is the My Favorite Things stitch circle stacks, and this is the second to largest one. And now I'm going to be die cutting some small poinsettias, and this is a memory box die, and that's what it's called, small poinsettias. And I'm going to die cut them twice because I want to be able to layer them onto the front of the card and have a couple of flowers instead of just one. And I'm also going back because you can also emboss with these flowers, so I'm also going back through and embossing the flowers. So I figured I cut them out in white, and I wanted to add a little bit of Distress ink to the flowers to kind of just um, give them a slight shading. And the colors that I'm using in Distress ink, the flowers themselves are spun sugar, and then when I color the leaves are colored with peel paint. And I'm just using a piece of cut and dry foam instead of having the big old what do you call them, like distress tools, or I don't know, like the little foam applicator tools that Tim Holtz has. Like I have those, but I prefer the cut and dry foam. So let's get this card put together. It goes together fairly quickly. Sorry guys. I don't know. Today I'm having one of them tongue-tied twister days. Yeah. um. So I'm just using some ATG and adhering it to my card base. And um, like I said, the pattern paper is from My Mind's Eye, and it's the Merry Little Christmas collection. And then my card base and my bottom mat is My Favorite Things pink lemonade 100-pound cardstock. And I'm just adhering the little card layout right now. And this is a standard A2 size card, so it's 5.5 by 4.25. And I'm tying a little bow on the front, and this is where it gets a little wonky. This bow did not want to tie right for me for some reason, and I kept trying and trying, and my ribbon just kept getting more and more tattered looking, to where, I just gave up and tied a quick knot. But the ribbon is some gorgeous ribbon, and it's from May Arts, and it's the two-tone, like pink and white ribbon. So some days I could tie a perfect bow. Some days it's just, I don't know. It almost seems like, it depends on the day whether I could tie a good bow or not. So I'm just adhering my little snowman lady down with some American Crafts pop dots, and then I'm grabbing some of these like glue dots, and I'm kind of bunching the ribbon up because I thought, I'd tie a freehand bow and then I'll just put it on there with some glue dots, and even that ended up not working well for me. So you'll see here in a second. I'm just going to give up and tie a knot. So now I'm putting my little flowers together, and I'm just using some Tombow Monomonte also. And I'm using American Crafts pop dots also to give them a little bit of dimension, and also kind of raise them a little bit higher than my stamped image. Now I want to add a few more little embellishments. And so I'm digging in my little brad dish that I have on my desk. And I'm just looking for some colors that kind of coordinate with the pattern paper. And I figured, they don't all have to be matchy-matchy, the same exact brads. So I'm just using my X-Acto knife, poking a hole, and setting the brads. And I chose 3 different color brads. And even one's like a flower shape, so just to give the cards a little something a little extra. And now I'm adding some Swarovski crystals, and this is my quicker picker upper tool. I love this thing and highly recommend one. And so I just add a couple little Swarovski crystals to the center of the poinsettia flowers. And now I'm scoring my card base at a standard A2 size. And add in some adhesive, and I'm going to adhere my card front to the base. So now for the inside of the card. I decided I wanted to make like a shadowed image of the same exact stamp that I used on the inside where you write your letter to the recipient. So I just grabbed some StazOn Dove Gray ink because it's a little darker than a watermark, but it doesn't um, make it impossible to write over. So that's why I decided this color. So now I'm just going to basically do the same exact layout with the leftover papers that I had from the front of the card. And then here my, what do you call it, note spot for the inside of my card. Now I'm pulling out one of my Stampin' Up! Punches, and this is a 1 3/8 inch punch, and I'm trying to find a sentiment that will fit within that little circle. And so I'm just cutting a sentiment out of my new stamp set from Amy R. And it's called Happy Christmas is the stamp set I'm using. And the sentiment I'm using says Believe in Magic. And I'm using some VersaFine Onyx Black ink, and I'm just stamping it onto some Whisper White Stampin' Up! Cardstock and punching it out. Now I'm taking a little bit more of that Peel Paint Distress ink and kind of just edging the edge of the sentiment so it pops up off the papers to where it don't blend in too much to my stamped image. And that's pretty much it, you guys. I hope you're enjoying the series, and I will see you guys in the next video. Toodles!